Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the pod. I am Gators,
And on the mullet.
and today we will be breaking down Raw's Netflix debut. There were a couple of matches on here. Actually, it was only four matches. We had Solo v Roman, which was Tribal Combat. Um, Rhea and Liv for the Women's Championship match. Jay and Drew. What would you call that match? Jay and Drew.
Respect match.
I think that's the
Is
best
that
way to
better,
put it. I think
you
that's the
know.
best way to put it. And then talking about respect, we had CM and Seth Rollins, where CM Punk took the win in that match. But yeah, we're gonna break down
Yeah.
these matches, what we thought about it, the best highlights, as well as Cena's farewell tour, a couple of predictions and where he's gonna be in 2025. Some of the matches that we think that he's going to be a part of. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Jimmy, tell me the first thing you thought about the Solo and the Roman match, as we got it over here in the background playing. What did you think about that match? Just give me your
I actually
deals.
thought Solo's going to win. I didn't want him to win, but I had a feeling that the bloodline going to jump in and make the storyline a little bit bigger so the Rock could be coming out. So the
Exactly.
Rock could come out and help Roman. But hey, I like the way it ended where Roman is the man. He is the tribal chief.
Especially with, like you said, Roman being the man, transition of the Ula follow, how symbolic that is. Roman now being a CM, or not a CM Punk, but Roman now being a Paul Heyman guy.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed how they did the transition of power for that particular match. Having some technical difficulties with our playback here, but we're gonna go ahead and get that back running. I think it just went down. Either way, we'll get that back up and running. But yeah, I really enjoyed how they did the bloodline storyline overall, how they've progressed from week in, week out, and the levels of severity for each match and what each match is really going to mean moving
But
forward.
I like to know where Paul Heyman's going to be involved. Is he going to be more involved?
Paul Heyman is
Yeah,
always a
he's going to be doing
crucial factor.
something, but is the tribal chief going to go through another character turn when he goes face?
You did mention how The Rock is no longer, or at least right now for this debut, not the final boss. Talk to me a little bit about that because you said that he was going to go back and forth. He was going to vacillate.
Yeah, he's going to go back and forth. I don't know if like Rock's going to be the face or a heel. But like I said, Solo, I got a feeling Solo is going to get kicked out of the bloodline because he lost.
Hmm.
Because you remember they kicked Roman out, he lost, and everybody turned his back because he lost.
Very good point.
Okay, Solo lost now.
Very good point.
So is Roman gonna take back the bloodline,
Hmm. What does that look
or
like?
if Solo they kick Solo out
Okay.
and the bloodline comes to Raw?
Ooh.
But is it the is the bloodline gonna go? The guys gonna go all by themselves and break up?
Okay. Okay. So we also mentioned a couple of different possible team ups. Shield 2.0, things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Talk to me about what you were
I'm
saying with
thinking
that.
Shield 2.0. It's gonna be Kevin Owens
Okay.
and
Is it Drew
Drew
McIntyre?
McIntosh
Okay.
and Kevin Owens, Drew McIntosh, and Seth Rollins.
Drew.
But
Kevin.
Drew might drop out, and it might be Solo.
We talked about how each and every one of those persons have dealings with or history with, if you will, with the bloodline.
Right.
Seth being that one guy that is really kind of focused individually on whether it be CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, whatever. How does he bring that to a head? How is he responsible for Shield 2.0, if you will?
I'm just thinking it's just gonna be a lot of people in the ring, and like you've seen,
A lot of involvement.
Kevin Owens helped Solo
That's true.
when
That's
he
true.
came out. He was coaching Solo to get on top of Roman.
I forgot about that.
So I got a feeling they are building something up, and Seth's gonna just make a team out of it. I just see Seth coming in going, he got something against Roman too.
That would be so interesting because
But I hate to see it because I don't think Shield is not Shield without Roman, Seth, and Dean Ambrose. But
You're absolutely
time
right.
changes, I guess.
You're absolutely right. And like
But-
you said, the 2.0 part.
Yeah. So I'm thinking the Shield's going to have more than 3 people.
Okay. Okay. Interchanging members, maybe.
Yeah, not changing thing. We'll have a lot of factions coming in.
A lot of factions.
Now I'm thinking NWO going to make a return.
NWO style.
I didn't go over this with you yet, but I think NWO, because Hogan got booed out of the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan gonna come back as a heel and bring NWO with him.
You are opening up Pandora's box, sir.
No, because
do you understand what you just
they
did?
Gonna make,
that is insane.
They gonna make Dominic. They gonna start cheering for Dominic.
I think so.
And Hogan got booed louder than Dominic ever did. They just turned the volume down.
Crowd noise or not.
Crowd noise they turned down. Because they said they should have blown him off the roof. He got booed so loud there. So that is a good point, bringing NWO back.
Absolutely. Or something in the vein of NWO style.
Right.
I like that. Yeah, because we talked about The Rock being High Chief Seuli being over the Tribal Chief, but Tribal Chief still having some type of clout, if you will, over the bloodline that has been established. That is going to be very interesting as we move forward into the Netflix era, as Triple H mentioned.
Netflix, I loved it.
Absolutely.
I haven't enjoyed wrestling so much since, Netflix was the best I've seen in a long time.
Absolutely. The production quality, we talked about this alone. It looked like it was new cameras. It was just a far more cinematic feel than it ever has been on the networks. And I really enjoyed that, the attention to detail that Hunter and the executives at Netflix have really come to an agreement of minds on. I think we're going to have a good time on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, Netflix is going to be nice.
I think we're going to have a very good
it's
time
going to be
on Netflix.
a good run. And I think it's going to be a good. We got 5 years solid.
At least.
They got a 10-year contract, but 5 years solid.
Wow.
So after 5 years, they decided they're going to stay or not. But I'm thinking SmackDown is going to follow in 5 years.
I think so too.
Then pay-per-view is going to follow in another year.
The PLEs.
Because Peacock got another year
of PLEs.
Yeah.
And so we're still a little all over the place. We got SmackDown on Fridays on USA. No. We got the PLEs on Peacock every month and a half or so. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how they bring everything in one house under one umbrella.
And I think once they do that, it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. You spoke a little bit about the High Chief versus the Tribal Chief. I mentioned The Rock giving the Ula Fala to Roman.
Yeah.
And how symbolic that is. Talk to me on your thoughts.
I'm thinking WrestleMania, we are going to have The Rock versus Roman.
So we finally get our match.
Yeah, that's going to be the match. It was supposed to happen last year, but Cody won it was Cody's time.
Cody obviously being a bigger story at the time.
It was Cody's time, and Roman needed a break.
Okay, absolutely.
So Roman took his break. He's back now.
Cody got his story finished.
So
been a hell of a champion.
Awesome champion. But I see that ending WrestleMania.
Okay. That's a very huge cliff note too to end on.
But the deal is, I don't think, I was thinking Roman go get Cody on WrestleMania. Okay. I don't see that happening because of Rock or Cena. Cena has only got a year left.
I was going to say, I don't see too much room left for a Cody storyline as it pertains to Rock and Roman.
But I see Cena getting that belt one more time.
Okay. 17.
So he beat him and Ric Flair's tied right now.
Exactly.
This would give a good time. Cena get his last win.
Essentially another passing of the torch.
Yeah, he wins it. He keeps it for half a year.
Okay.
Then he can pass it on to whoever. Now I'm thinking that pass is going to be the Roman.
I like that. As the guy, as the face of the company.
He's building it back up.
He breaks the record.
He's just coming face again.
I like that.
So he gets like a good 6-month run of being face.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's a very good passing of the torch. It's clean, makes sense. I can see that. For sure. And I would enjoy that too, especially the way that they have been playing out the stories.
And I'm thinking Netflix wants Roman as the champion.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, we'll see because, Netflix, they want a couple things to let it happen, because
for sure.
it's a new era. Now I hope it's like the Attitude Era.
The Netflix era.
The Netflix era. I'm hoping it's like the Attitude Era. You know.
One of the most pivotal eras in wrestling entertainment.
Yeah.
Pretty much made, for me, a fan out of wrestling in general.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
And talking about that, we move on to the women's champion. Oh
One of Jimmy
man.
and I's favorite topics.
Yeah, because I'm a Liv Morgan guy.
He's a Liv Morgan guy.
I don't care
He
how
loves
she
himself
keeps
some
that
Liv
belt.
Morgan.
I mean, she can get that belt. I'm happy. I'm a Liv Morgan guy. I don't know.
And then on the other end, I'm a fan of dominance. I'm a fan of pure, outright, unmitigated dominance.
Yeah.
And I think Rhea Ripley has been one of the
Yeah, she's
biggest proponents of that. And,
right.
and I think every time she wins, she has earned it.
Right.
She fights like
oh, yeah,
it.
she fight, but you know,
And she ends up fighting everybody anyway.
right.
But
I'm just, it's going to be a new. It's like if we got a new champion. You know, good luck to Rhea.
for sure.
But you know, I don't count Liv out.
Never.
She's
never.
gonna be fighting for getting that belt back.
Liv is scrappy. She's too. I don't want to say ready to fight at all times, but always ready to defend her belt. So she's always going to be a good contender for me when it comes to the women's championship match. I just think Rhea right now has the momentum. She's got the star power to carry it.
Yeah.
And so I think she is the better champion for the company. Right. But I definitely hear what you're saying with Liv.
Right. You know, Rhea. You know, I think Rhea's gonna keep it. But you gotta look at Bayley. She's coming up.
Can't count Bayley out.
Yeah, Bayley's gonna. You know.
Cannot count Bayley out.
So Bayley's going. She got a champ. Who she's got to go against? Bayley's gonna go against.
Bayley is now the number one contender for Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany. Long time. She's been here a long time.
Long time.
Ready for the belt yet? I'm kind of you know. I don't know if she's ready to keep that belt. Is she big enough to keep that belt?
I'm inclined to agree with you on the readiness term. I don't know if she is ready for the push.
Yeah, that.
The buildup has been really good. I really think the Money in the Bank almost reached a point where it was going to stall, but I think they timed it perfectly with how to get Nia out of the way and not be a problem for being that number one contender.
Yeah.
And they actually had that number one contenders match last night. It was a fatal 4-way on SmackDown. So, yeah, I really think Rhea is our champion in the sense of face of the company, having the star power to carry it, having a storyline that we're going to care about week in and week out. Yeah, I like Rhea as champion.
Undertaker likes it, right? He came out. That was nice seeing him come out.
Undertaker definitely likes it. I think I texted you when we were watching.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to get back on the bike or
I
get
know,
on the
that
back
would
of
have
the
been
bike.
nice, right up in the sunset.
That would have been beautiful. But either way, Rhea Ripley is your new women's WWE champion. And that takes us into our Jey Uso Drew McIntyre match.
That was a match.
You mentioned it was a respect match. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I think because Drew and Jay,
okay,
they got heat, but they don't have heat.
Exactly, which makes this a super interesting match.
Right, because it just, I'm glad, Jay won.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to him because he deserved a good push.
For sure.
He had that single push. He had the belt. Sadly, he had the belt for like 2 months, maybe.
Braun Breaker's a monster. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into
that.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking they are getting ready to get the Usos back together full time.
I like that. I like them as tag team champs.
I like him. He's good, but something about him and his brother, man. It
almost doesn't feel right with them solo.
Yeah. Just don't. They good. He gave a push. Jimmy took a break. They gave JD push. But now it's back to the Usos get back together.
I like that.
Because who's the tag team champions?
A. And then B, what does that look like for the bloodline moving forward for the backup for Roman if he needs it? How they go against Solo's bloodline. A lot of things that can come from that.
Okay. The people that got the belts right now, is it DIY?
The current champions are, DIY.
Yeah, DIY. They okay, but they ain't no Usos.
And if we're going to talk about possible contenders, we still got MCMG, Motor City Machine Guns,
right?
That are obviously going to be contenders as long as they're tag team or tag team within WWE.
And they building that up now because they just won last night.
You got Street Profits. You got teams that are ready. You got Los Garza. You got who else? Um, Rey Mysterio, the
Yeah,
LWO. You got a lot of
yeah,
you
you had
got
a
a lot of
lot of tag
contenders,
teams.
a lot of real contenders. Where I think Jimmy and Jay shine better as a team than individually.
Yes, definitely, because you can't have one without the other. And like I said, are they going to team up with Roman?
Hmm.
Is they going to get back together as a group,
Mm-hmm.
or is Roman? I'm thinking another one could be a Roman, CM Punk, and Brock Lesnar come back as Heyman guys.
You mentioned the Heyman faction.
Yeah,
That would be insanity.
Heyman ain't going nowhere. Where's he going to go? I don't know.
A Heyman faction would be insanity. First and foremost, like you said, you got Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre or I'm sorry, not Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns. Give me some names.
I'm,
Brock Lesnar,
Brock Lesnar, CM Punk.
CM Punk. You got heavy hitters
Yeah, that right there. They come as a faction.
against the bloodline and in whatever form
And
they have.
you got CM Punk, Roman, and Brock. What if you get a CM Punk, Roman tag team?
That
And Brock Lesnar comes back with the belt. So Paul Heyman got all three belts.
what are you doing to me right now, Jordan?
I'm just saying.
You're trying to melt my mind right now, and we're just trying to break these matches down, sir. This is insanity.
Yeah, you got a lot of different ways this thing can go.
But when you first mentioned when we were at work, you first mentioned the Heyman faction, and the more that I see Raw, the more that I see SmackDown, and the more I see Heyman, I see it as a possibility because we got all of these factors that are active right now.
Right.
And so, with the exception of Brock Lesnar, every one of those guys that we mentioned are currently fighting and
Right.
currently fighting against each other. Why not? And so, I really like the idea of a Heyman faction. That would be. Is it too crazy though? Is it too
What's
far
not
fetched?
crazy right now?
Is it too far fetched?
I don't. Nothing fetched right now because Netflix is involved, and
Exactly.
the game has changed with Netflix.
Exactly.
I mean, they're going to put out the best product they can, and I feel the draft is going to be totally different this year.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you're going to have the draft. You normally have Raw and SmackDown, right?
Okay.
Oh, you're going to have Netflix and SmackDown. That's going to be the draft.
Not to mention. Okay, so we talked about Jay. We talked about the bloodline. What does this loss do for Drew? Is it that impactful? Does it mean that much?
No, it don't.
Okay.
Look who he lost against.
Okay.
So, what was that? It was Seth, right?
No, it was Jay and Drew.
Jay and Drew. I'm thinking that one. But Jay, they are pushing Jay.
Yeah, Jay, this is the middle of Jay's push.
Yeah, this is the again, and I don't know if he's gonna stay single.
Okay.
He won, but Drew, he lost. That's gonna push him to go with Seth.
I can see how that pushes him closer towards being
A
a part of the faction.
a part of the faction they can watch each other's back.
Exactly. Not so much bloodline focused, but we got each other's back, like you mentioned.
Right.
Okay.
You gotta. That's where the shield comes. That's where the shield.
Absolutely.
The brotherhood. It's gonna take a lot to get them three together, but if they do get together, they're gonna be dangerous. They're gonna be
dangerous.
Very dangerous. Then you're gonna need a Heyman team.
You said Drew McIntyre,
Kevin Owens,
and Seth Rollins, correct? Yeah, that would be dangerous. That would be dangerous.
And they have a lot of competition Kevin Owens' minds right now.
Exactly. You got a lot of competition.
Drew, who's doing most havoc? Drew in the backstage.
That's facts.
Kevin Owens in the backstage. He's just tearing everybody out.
That's facts.
And can you they have Seth's mindset? Seth is smart.
Seth being the wild card out of
oh yeah,
my God.
And he's controlling both of them.
That would be insane. That would be truly insane. And then, like you said, will they be able to be on the same page?
Yeah, that's another. I think they can do it. And if they do it, like you said, they're gonna be dangerous. They're gonna be really dangerous. I mean, they are dangerous right now just by themselves.
Exactly. Speaking of Seth Rollins, we're gonna go ahead right into his match with CM Punk. Tell me what you thought about that one. Give me your thoughts.
CM Punk, how much longer does he have?
Facts. He said this too in the post-match interview. I don't know how much longer this 46-year-old body can continue to do this, but he did list his desire to continue. So, Yeah, I really think this match bolsters both competitors. We got Seth getting ready to go into another possible world champion push.
Yeah.
We got CM Punk on top of the world right now. It was the last time he lost. You know, not to mention his win against Drew McIntyre at Bad Blood. That was crazy. So he's yeah, I can see CM Punk on the upwards tick. Maybe this is his last
Okay,
push.
you look at Seth lost.
Mm-hmm.
You see him after the match.
Mm-hmm.
He was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Drew lost.
Mm-hmm.
Look what he would look like after the match.
Wow.
Both of them had this mindset, revenge.
KO comes out
Yeah.
during the tribal combat match, gets his ass handed to him by Cody.
So they gonna need each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jimmy.
That's what I'm going. I mean, you look at they getting their butts whipped right now.
Okay. Nothing. Yeah, they're doing nothing but losing.
They gonna have to get together to win a match.
Okay. Okay.
And like all good heel, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
By all costs necessary. However we get it, basically.
They can't win by themselves, so.
Overall, very, very good debut episode for Raw. I really think we're going to introduce the Netflix era in a way that brings a lot of fans to Raw, to SmackDown, to wrestling in general. We mentioned the production quality. I was really happy with how it looked. I mentioned to Jimmy that it looked more cinematic than it ever has. It looked more clear. It looked cleaner. It looked like it was made for Netflix. And we've been watching wrestling on the networks for years, my entire life. And so for this move to take place now, I think is a really pivotal move for WWE and their success for the future. So,
and I'm like they're letting the fans say what they want to say without bleeping it out.
Absolutely. Let the fans have their interaction.
I even watched SmackDown the other day. Was bleeping out. I'm like, come on, really? Let's get over this. Let the fans speak. And I like to see WWE don't pipe in noise. Let the crowd.
Yeah, I'd like authentic crowd noise.
You pipe in them noises, man. You don't. You had one time someone booing somebody, they had them yelling.
Like you mentioned, Hulk Hogan getting booed. Was it as serious as we thought it was?
No, they turned the volume down and piped in through their own noise.
That's crazy.
Let the fans,
give their authentic.
They paid good money to be there. Exactly. Let them voices be heard.
Exactly.
Don't mute them.
I hear you. A lot of these matches set up the Royal Rumble as well. We had Cena's farewell speech that he talked about all of the matches that he would like to see himself in.
Oh.
Jimmy actually has a crazy list of possible John Cena 2025 matches. Let him know what you think about it, Mullet.
I'm thinking one of his matches is going to be against Randy Orton. That's going to be that's going to be a good match.
That's going to be a classic match. An automatic classic.
And I think Edge is going to come back for one match. At least one match. Edge, that'd be a good one.
You don't think these guys are too old, though?
Come on, Ric Flair just wrestled how long ago, and he's 90.
Good point.
But but all of them still in good shape.
Good point. They're wrestlers.
Yeah, they wrestling now.
Who else did you have on your list?
I had a Rock and Cena for WrestleMania 41.
You mentioned that before we went live, and I almost kind of wish you said that last because that would be the cultivating match.
Yeah.
I feel like for both men's careers, seeing as though they already fought. That would be a huge match. John Cena versus The Rock in the Netflix
Cody
era.
Match would be good too.
It's another great match. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Right now, 6 months from now, as long as Cody has the clout that he has, he doesn't even have to have the belt. I think that would be a great match.
I think the Cody and John Cena match might be for the belt.
That would be even better. Higher stakes.
Yep, and John Cena wins.
Of course. So that gives him what, 17?
They get him to have that belt for 6 months. Then that's when Roman can come down and take the belt, take it
his belt back. On that note, how important do you think it is for Roman to get his belt back from Cody?
Very important.
Okay. Because you mentioned the match for John Cena and Roman for the belt.
Yeah.
But I think that particular belt, it hits a little bit more if it's Cody and Roman.
How many people beat Roman in the last 3 years?
Exactly. The last 1,000, how many days?
Yeah. I think you have Jay beat him.
Mhm.
I think it was a tag team belt,
Mhm.
but he beat him. Nobody pinned. Cody's the only one really pinned him,
That's true.
and he needs that revenge.
You did mention the revenge part, and like I said, that's why I asked you. I think this match, especially right now, within the next 6 months, really hits home for John Cena's career, his farewell tour, as well as Roman's upward tick in getting his belt back. So, okay,
And,
all right,
and that might accidentally be in the Hell in a Cell.
just by happenstance.
Yeah, I'm not saying the Hell in a Cell pay per view.
Mhm.
I'm thinking it's going to be in a cage.
Just like regular cage match on Raw.
Just a regular cage match on a pay per view. It don't have to
On
be
the
Hell in a
pay-per-view.
Cell.
Yeah,
it's going to be a pay-per-view. It's definitely going to have to be a pay per view.
I like
But
that.
I'm thinking it's going to be in a cage match, just making sure nobody jumps in.
No interruptions at all. Yeah, yeah. That one really sets the tone for that one. Okay. Who else is on your list? John Cena dream matches.
CM Punk.
John Cena and CM Punk. I think that is truly a
both of them
dark horse kind of match.
Yeah, both of them are at the end of the career. I don't think CM Punk got much left.
Absolutely, he seems to be wearing down. I will say that.
I got a funny CM Punk and John Cena might be the retirement match.
That would be insane. That'd probably be more insane than, I don't want to say The Rock, but that would be a great retirement match for John Cena.
Yep.
Okay.
I do, because CM Punk is, or I don't know, Randy might be a good one too, because he's a legend killer.
Exactly. You got the factor of the
Yeah,
legend killer.
you got a lot of different ways you can go on this.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so really, we only had 4 matches for this debut, but it felt like, I think I mentioned that in the car to you. It felt like it was a PLE based on the level of severity from these matches. You had Solo and Roman for the Tribal Combat. You got John Cena's farewell tour. The Rock presenting the Ulafala to Roman Reigns as he, transitions it back into that original only tribal chief role. Rhea Ripley getting her belt back from Liv. Jay beating Drew in a respect match, if you will. And then to cap it all off, you got CM Punk gathering his momentum, beating Seth Rollins. Very, very good debut. What did you think about it overall, Jimmy?
Oh, I gave it a 10. I gave it.
Strong rating.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I don't. Josh, I always tell you, I give it an 8. I gave this a 10. I would almost gave it with 10.5 if Hogan didn't walk out. That killed.
You might be right. You might be right.
I mean, that's a totally different podcast there.
The promos, the matches, the overall production of this particular episode was awesome.
It was like they couldn't have done no better.
Hunter did a really good job with the transition between USA being on the networks and then now having something a little bit more, not necessarily unique, but exclusive, if you will. Not everybody has Netflix still.
I know that's another thing, but again, everybody didn't have USA either.
That's true,
because they always hit around 2-point rating.
That's true. We usually do a little research around the analytics around who's watching. And what did you come away with on that one?
Now, like I said, they always got 2-point rating.
Okay.
Netflix was a 2.9.
Wow.
I mean, they stayed in the rating.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like they got a lot of new people.
Exactly.
But after they threw that last Monday night Netflix and everybody talking about how good it was, I'm thinking, give it 6 months, they're going to be like a 4 point.
I believe that.
4.0.
I believe that.
Because it's going to be, they're going to double the crowd being on Netflix.
And to wrap up a little bit here, Jimmy and I were talking about how this particular episode felt like a PLE in its own right, and how it sets up the Royal Rumble. So do you have any predictions, Jimmy? Any spoilers, if you will?
Not really too many, right? Because we went through a lot of it. But I do want to touch one thing before we let this go.
Absolutely.
Bianca and Jade.
And we're going to have
Yeah,
multiple conversations around the SmackDown side of things because we got some things popping off,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, this
where
is
we still don't know whether or not Bianca and Naomi were together in Jade being injured, whether or not it was somebody, it was an outside party and Bianca knew, whether or not she was completely involved herself. Yeah, we got a lot to talk
yeah.
about
I
on
just
that
think
piece.
Bianca's getting ready to go heel
I can see it. I can see it.
with Naomi.
What does that do for the tag team champs?
They gonna take it on heel and just
Just run roughshod over the women's division?
yep.
Okay.
And I think
I like it.
I
I
think
like
they're
it.
gonna be around, but they're gonna be heel because you can see them kind of slipping heel now.
If I were to be completely honest, and you asked me this morning, yeah, I'm kind of tired of Bianca being a face. I would
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
see, especially with the Street Profits. Everybody knows Bianca Montez are married. If the Street Profits go rogue, and then we get the chance to see the ladies go rogue that these guys are attached to, and then they both have the belts, what that really does for the galvanization of the locker room, that's gonna be crazy.
Because can you imagine Jade got to get a tag team partner,
Mm.
and guess who's getting ready to come back? Becky.
Did not think about that.
Becky's getting ready to come back,
Did not
and I
think
don't
about
think
that.
AJ's too far, but I think AJ Lee is going to be doing her own thing if she comes back.
Okay.
She ain't going to be in no faction. She's going to be doing her own thing.
Okay.
And Alexis Bliss getting ready to come back, but I think she's going to be the sixth member of Wyatt.
Wow.
So that's
Wow.
my little.
So you're gonna give us a little to leave on, a little something to think
That's
about.
what I'm thinking here. Cause you
Okay.
get a lot of thought here, and you got a lot of people getting ready to come back on this Netflix thing.
Okay. All right.
And they're just waiting for this, and it's going to be Royal Rumble is going to set up probably 4 or 5 new people coming back
I can see that. I can see that before or after or during the Royal Rumble.
during Royal Rumble.
Okay.
They're going to come back and they're going to stick around. Like I think Alexis Bliss.
A lot of people that are inactive right now, currently, that we haven't seen in a while.
Alexis, you got Becky, you got Jade. She's probably back.
Jade is probably doing her little rehab thing, whatever she's got to do to get ready.
Huh. AJ Lee, I think she might be in Royal Rumble, but I don't know how long she's going to stick around. I don't know if she's going to have like permanent, or she's just going to come in for a little quick.
And now that I'm thinking back, you mentioned AJ before you said Lee. I was thinking Styles.
Oh,
for the men's. So,
yeah,
we got a lot of people that we've been missing.
Yeah, AJ Styles. When he came back, he got hurt again.
He did. I forgot about that.
I don't know if he's getting ready to. His first match back, he got hurt.
Exactly.
So is his body just too broke down?
Is he ready to be back on the active roster? I hear you.
And I heard Kevin. Who's that announcer? Cole.
Mm-hmm. Michael Cole.
Michael Cole. Not Michael Cole. The one that used to wrestle. Come on.
Wade Barrett.
Corey.
Oh, Corey Graves.
Corey Graves might be going back to wrestling.
Active roster. Corey Graves.
Active.
That'll be something to see whether or not they put him
because
on the main roster.
They got so many announcers right now.
Yeah, you got Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore now on SmackDown.
And you got
Michael Cole and Pat McAfee,
coming back.
Coming back from football.
You ain't got no room for Corey Graves right now.
And he's the color commentary? Yeah, because Michael Cole is play-by-play.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Pat McAfee as color commentary, you can't lose.
Nope.
You can't lose on there. Well, all right.
All right.
Thank you for joining us for today's pod. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Gators.
I'm Mullet.
We are your premier home for all things wrestling. WWE, AEW, AFW, anything in between. You name it, we cover it.
Until next time.